At a busy railway station in a large city, there lived a beggar. Every day, he survived by begging from passengers traveling on trains. He would walk from one compartment to another, asking for a few coins so he could buy food and stay alive. One day, while begging on a train, he noticed a tall man dressed in an elegant suit and polished shoes. The beggar thought, "This man looks very rich. If I ask him for money, he will surely give me a good amount." The beggar stretched out his hand and asked for alms. The tall man looked at him calmly and said, "You are always asking from others. Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar was confused. "Sir, I am just a beggar. I only ask from people. How can someone like me give anything to others?" The man replied, "If you cannot give something in return, then you have no right to keep asking. I am a businessman and I believe in exchange. If you have something to offer me, only then can I give you something in return." After saying this, the man boarded the train and left. The beggar stood there silently, deeply affected by those words. The sentence kept echoing in his mind again and again. For the first time in his life, he began thinking seriously. Maybe people don't give me much because I never give them anything in return. But what can I possibly offer? I'm only a beggar. For 2 days, he kept thinking about it but could not find any answer. On the third day, while sitting near the station, his eyes fell upon some beautiful flowers blooming on nearby plants. Suddenly, an idea came into his mind. Why don't I give flowers to people in return for their kindness? He loved the idea immediately. He picked a few flowers and entered the train again. Now, whenever someone gave him money, he would hand them a flower with a smile. To his surprise, people happily accepted the flowers. Some passengers even smiled warmly at him. Others kept the flowers carefully beside them. Within a few days, the beggar noticed something strange. More people had started giving him money. Every morning, he collected flowers from around the station and distributed them to passengers. As long as he had flowers, people generously helped him. But once the flowers were finished, the donations stopped too. One day, while walking through a train compartment, he suddenly saw the same tall businessman again, the man who had changed his thinking. Excited, the beggar quickly approached him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give you. If you give me alms, I will offer you flowers in return." The businessman smiled and handed him some money. The beggar respectfully gave him a few flowers. The tall man looked impressed. He smiled and said, "Wonderful. Today, you have become a businessman just like me." Then he took the flowers and got off at the next station. But once again, the man's words touched the beggar's heart deeply. "You have become a businessman." The sentence transformed something inside him. His eyes sparkled with hope. For the first time, he no longer saw himself as a helpless beggar. He suddenly realized that success was possible for him too. He jumped off the train, looked toward the sky, and shouted loudly, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become rich too." People nearby thought he had gone crazy. But from the next day onward, the beggar disappeared from the station completely. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed businessmen happened to meet at the same railway station. One of them smiled, shook hands with the other, and said, "Do you recognize me?" The other man looked carefully and replied, "No, I don't think we have met before." The first man smiled, "No, sir. We have actually met 3 times." The second man looked confused. "I can't remember. When did we meet?" The first man replied warmly, "We met twice on this very train. I was the beggar to whom you once explained the meaning of life. And during our second meeting, you helped me understand who I truly was." Suddenly, the businessman recognized him. "Oh, you are the same beggar, the one from whom I once bought flowers." He looked shocked and asked, "But now you're wearing expensive clothes. What do you do these days?" The former beggar smiled proudly. "Yes, sir, I am the same man. But today, I am one of the biggest flower merchants in the city. I'm traveling to another town for business." After a short pause, he continued, "During our first meeting, you taught me the law of giving and receiving, that people only value us when we provide value in return. I followed that principle, and my life began to change. But even then, I still thought of myself as a beggar. During our second meeting, When you called me a businessman, everything changed. I realized people were not giving me charity anymore. They were paying for the flowers I offered them. I understood that I was already a small businessman in the eyes of others. Only my own thinking was keeping me small. So I used the money I earned from selling flowers on trains to buy more flowers. Slowly, I started a small flower business. People here love flowers, and their love turned my small effort into a huge business. The two businessmen smiled happily and walked out of the station together, discussing business as equals. This story teaches us a powerful lesson. Success begins with the way we think about ourselves. The businessman understood the universal law of give and take. Every successful person in the world follows this principle. Provide value first, and rewards will follow. The beggar changed his mindset, and his entire life changed with it. If we continue seeing ourselves as small, weak, or incapable, we will remain limited forever. But the moment we change our thinking, respect ourselves, and dream bigger, new opportunities begin to appear. Your future is hidden inside your mindset. Change your thinking, believe in your worth, and success will follow. If you like this story, please leave a comment, like the channel, and subscribe. Thank you.